Good morning and happy Tuesday. We had a holiday here yesterday, so I didn't vlog. I also didn't vlog all last week. I just needed a break and it was actually really good not having to take my camera with me everywhere. But this week we're back to vlogging and I'm just starting off my week pretty slowly with some Bible reading. I am finally in Joshua. I am really hoping to catch up this month or by next month. So I'm still in March or April of my Bible reading plan, but hopefully I can catch up soon. I also started reading my Whispers and Wildflowers devotional again. I got this as a gift from my friend Angela last year for my birthday, and I've started it many times, but I always stopped just because, you know, I just wasn't consistent. But since last week I have been consistent and I'm finding that I'm in a really good place to read this. It's all about slowing your pace and savoring scripture. These Devo books always come with some sort of workbook style questions at the end of each day. And normally I don't write in the book just so I could, you know, pass the book along to someone else and I just answer the question in my head. But I'm finding that writing it down has been really helpful. So I'm just getting into this book and getting messy with it, but it's been really nice and it's prompted me in many ways throughout my day. So I'm really enjoying it. Thank you, Angela. And also I have moved on to reading my beautiful Crossway illuminated Bible. I just wanted a break, I think, like a visual break and just some inspiration, and I'm finding that the margins and the artwork in this Bible have been very inspiring. Even just seeing something like this while reading, it's a good visual break, and I'm able to take some notes in the wide margins of this Bible, which is really nice. So yeah, I started reading this one while going through Deuteronomy, and I think I was just getting fatigued in my Bible reading plan, so this has kind of jolted me awake, and now we are in Joshua. I got some new things over the weekend. This magazine holder from IKEA for me to hold some of my loose papers. And then I also got these dividers for my Calyx shelf, and they are super useful because now I'm able to kind of divide up my shelf and have more space to store different things. I have been meaning to write a blog post, or maybe it's just going to be a simple Instagram caption about the learnings I had in Leviticus, in reading Leviticus. And it's because I read a really good article from the Gospel Coalition about not letting your Bible reading plan die in Leviticus, which is all too common. It's happened to me so many times, but in just freshly finishing Leviticus last month, I realized there are a lot of things I learned in the book, and it's the first time in my life that I have found it a very interesting read, and I actually took a lot of notes throughout the book. Obviously, I have a lot of questions still. I don't have like a perfect understanding of this book, and I find it really difficult to digest, especially with some of the punishments and just how aggressive they are sometimes. But you know, all in all, it's making me realize just the seriousness of sin and just how holy God is. And so I do want to make a quick little Instagram post, or honestly, if it gets too long, it might just be a blog post about what I learned from Leviticus. And that's my little 9 a.m. task for today. Finished this custom frame last week, and because my IKEA order came over the weekend, I was able to frame this, and I'm gonna deliver it to the client today because I found out she lives only about 10 or 15 minutes away from me, and so I am going to wrap this up for delivery. Ontario has decided to reopen some stores this week, which is good for me considering I need a lot of art supplies and there's only so much I can buy online without touching and feeling some of the paper and stuff like that. I guess it's good news, but it is a bit scary considering we don't have a vaccine, let alone testing for this virus. But anyway, these stores are opening later this week and not today. So my plan was to deliver this to my client and drop by some art stores, but I think I'm just gonna deliver this to her and go for a nice little drive. This morning, I feel like I got a lot done. I feel like the week is off to a strong start, and this afternoon I'm going to focus on finishing up some illustrations that I'm doing for a photographer in Australia. I've never worked with anyone in Australia before, so this is exciting. I'm just creating some custom illustrations for her website. She wants to kind of expand her brand identity. I'm doing some floral things for her. I'll be refining the illustrations today. So I'm going to be doing a lot more on my iPad and touching things up on my computer. So I have completed my draft illustrations, and this is just a little look at the kind of flowers I drew, and then I show some use cases for how they can be used. So I zoom in here. These would be overlaid on the background of her website. This is Kate, my client. This is how I like to present my work to clients. I have my front cover page that has draft title, what the project is, and any notes or disclaimers. This just offers a high-level view on the work before I send over any final files. And this is how I like to get feedback from my clients. I'll usually add a little text box with any questions or outstanding items. So I got these super cute tins from IKEA, and I love this green. So I'm using this one to store some of my wax seal things, and then this one, it just has odds and ends, mostly string, and they stack really nicely, and I can slot it into my shelf right here like that. So cute. So I just sent off the draft illustrations to my client in Australia. It's pretty nice because she gets to wake up in the morning to a fresh email in her inbox. But yeah, it's about 3 o'clock and I'm gonna head out to the printer to pick up some sample art prints. I just wanted to see how it would look on different papers. Feels like it's been a while since I've had a little car moment on the vlog, but here I am again, driving out to yet another printer to pick up some paper samples for my art prints. I don't have them all designed yet, but I do want to make sure that I know exactly how I want them printed. Once I do have it, oh my gosh, there's a cat. It's so close. Hello. I just had a very, very stressful drive. Guys, I had a very stressful drive. There was a car accident, which is sad. Caused a lot of detours. Took me over an hour to get back home. Yeah, it was stressful. So I had to treat myself to some Timbits. Guys, these are totally my weakness. Honestly, I can finish a box of probably 20 by myself, but I had to control myself. Should have told Alex I got a box of 5, not a box of 10. I just saved him 2. I was in desperate need of paper, and then while I was driving, Desairs called me because I booked an appointment to talk to them, and they took my order, and then I was like, hey, can I just come pick it up right now? And they were like, sure. So within like 5 minutes, I just drove to Desairs on my way home and then picked up all my paper. I got some Fabriano cold pressed and hot pressed watercolor paper, so I am very excited for that. Hey guys, it's Wednesday and today I'm going to be focusing on trying to finish some of my art prints. I also have a custom order to write out vows, and it's about like 300 words. So I'm gonna get that started today. So these are the proofs I picked up. They are printed on very different papers and the color actually looks really different. I'm thinking of going with this one just because the detail and the ink is holding a lot better on this paper. I still have a lot to do. I'm working on revamping some of my older classic pieces, so we'll see how that goes. So I'm watching Big Brother here on the left of my screen, but here on the right, you can see this is how I have laid out the vows. Bride's vows were a lot shorter than the groom's, which is on this side of the screen. And I like to just use some sort of cursive font to see just how many words will fit on a line, and then I try to get my calligraphy to match. This one is going to be very, very long, so I'm gonna get the paper started today. I'm gonna draw out all the lines and try to see how this is gonna work out for me. It is officially way hotter outside than it is inside, and so we moved half our plants out here, hoping for a good summer for these guys. We got ourselves a package from Silk and Willow. They make amazing plant dyed ribbons and paper. Wow. Love it. I love that their stickers are all eco-friendly. They're paper, because I've been using a lot of plastic in mine. Oh my gosh, this is beautiful. I ordered about 300 sheets of paper. So there are 2 of these guys, but amazing. It is wrapped in their own ribbon. Handmade paper here. Oh, and it's bumpy, as you can see, which is perfect. And the edges have a really nice decal to it. And I love this color. It's slightly off-white, but it's really light. And I'm gonna be using very, very light blue ink. Probably like a dusty blue. So I think that's gonna look really nice with this, but so excited to get to the rest of this package. We had some gnat problems, so I think this will be good to dry out some of our plants. We actually also put in these little mites that I got off of Amazon to battle the pests from within the soil. But here is my little Korean garden so far. Hopefully that works out. It's been hard getting veggies in my diet with all this coronavirus. Grocery shopping has been hard. Yeah, I spent all day doing administrative work, and I wasn't expecting to do that today. I was going to do actual design work today, but I ended up talking to all these customer service reps from Squarespace, Amazon, Stripe, PayPal, just figuring out a lot of the back-end issues I've been having. A lot of that has been resolved. It did take like 3-4 hours trying to figure all that out, but I'm glad I did it. You know, we all need days like this. It might not go as expected, but it was still productive, and I'm not gonna beat myself up for not getting to my to-do list. And I'm gonna go pick up some more paper that I ordered from Desairs. Yeah, I'll just paint tonight and put on a nice TV show. Big Brother Canada, probably. I am catching up.
Last ball. Corey's now down to her last ball.
I hand painted this verse on watercolor paper, and then what I've done is scanned it to my computer. So these are the watercolor originals, and I have scanned it using this scanner that I have. And now I'm just touching it up on Photoshop. There are a lot of little blemishes I need to fix up, but once this is clean and kind of evened out a little bit, I can make this into a final print. Growing. There's a little new bud right there. My sister found 20 4-leaf clovers and 3 5-leaf clovers, and she was drying them out, but they just shriveled up. Sorry, sis. Good morning, it's Thursday. It's actually almost lunchtime, but this morning I finally got a blog post up, and it's been weeks since I wrote anything on my blog. I have made it a personal goal to kind of post a bit more regularly because I do enjoy writing. I think it's a big part of Sela Paper. I posted a blog post. It's a little different because I'm sharing a brand story, and I really love reading brand stories myself, and so I thought maybe it would be a good opportunity to try writing one. I haven't actually worked with a lot of brands or created a lot of logos, but the few that I've done I've really enjoyed, and I'm proud of the work that we created together. And so anyway, this blog post is featuring Dawn Dust Florals. I think I mentioned Dawn Dust Florals in like every single one of my vlogs. So funny. Yeah, I did a logo for her back in 2018, and so I kind of put together like a little mood board. I think I shared it in my first vlog, studio vlog, the first one ever, and yeah, I haven't gotten around to posting it, but today I finally did, and it just is a relief to be able to check off something off my to-do list. So how awesome is this? It's live on my website. I have a thumbnail, and I made these little image boards to kind of show the process and the different directions we explored. Again, this is what I was working on like a month ago, but I never got around to actually posting it. Heading out, I will be putting on a mask, and I'm gonna go pick up my art supplies from Desairs. It is my third trip this week, unfortunately, and then I will be going to the post office. I picked up my Desairs order, Fabriano cold pressed paper. Has a really nice texture to it. This is about 30 by 40 inches or something like that. I'm hoping that paper will fit nicely into this IKEA frame over here. It is about 24 by 36 inches. So this is gonna be the dimension of my largest print that I have available on my shop. I also picked up this tiny tube of black watercolor, Japanese brand. I also got some new watercolor brushes because my watercolor brushes were driving me a little crazy. They're all hand-me-downs, and so I thought it was time to get some nicer ones. These are Raphael and Winsor Newton, and they're all rounded with a fine tip, and I think that will be perfect for flowers. So I have got a collection of Bible verses that I would love to turn into some sort of art print. So I've collected them over time, and I printed them out so that I could brainstorm what they are going to look like. So I have some rough pencil sketches, and I know it's super messy, but this is the process that works for me. I like keeping it very, very rough. You can tell that this is not how the final calligraphy is going to look, obviously, but writing it out like this allows me to kind of get a gauge of whether I would like it for it to be landscape or portrait. Writing out the entire verse actually helps me kind of internalize what it is that I'm writing, and then if it's appropriate, I will include flowers or something like that. But some verses I can tell just right away that I would like to keep it simple. I'm redoing this piece that I did yesterday because I want to play around with the lines a little more. So I have the 3 side by side, and I've used a ruler to get the lines drawn in. And before I go in with a water brush, I realized I should take a photo of it. So I took a photo, just very rough, and I'm gonna open my Procreate, and I'm actually gonna import the photo and trace it with my Apple Pencil to see if it will actually look proportionate. I did a very quick trace, and I realized that my bless you was a little too high, and I want it to be more in line with Make His on the second sheet. So I'm going to adjust the pencil sketch there. And it's kind of crazy because, you know, from a pencil sketch you can kind of like get a feel for it, but when the ink is on, you can really start to see where things don't look balanced. And even when the lines are measured out, it's all about how the letters kind of form together, because we have things like the Y, which has a descender, and then we have these ascenders in the D and the K as well. So things might look tighter than they actually are, or they might look more spaced out than they actually are. So you really have to adjust. I definitely think it's time for a break. Weather's gorgeous, so it would be a waste not to be outside. And then after the sun sets, I'm gonna spend some time on my computer scanning these images, cleaning it up, and seeing what it looks like. I would love for this to work out because I do love the idea of this verse spanning over the 3 frames. I got a sweet new package today. So I ordered these stickers from Sticker Canada, but they came from Korea, which I thought was interesting. They came from Busan. So I have decided not to show my face today because I did not shower, I did not put on makeup. I'm just taking it easy today. But today I'm gonna work on some custom vows. I'm writing out a couple's vows in calligraphy, and I am hoping to get some IKEA frames for this. So I am measuring it to the size of the frame, which is 50 by 70. So I took the couple's vows, so these are the vows, and I laid it out on a mock picture frame just to count how many lines I would need. And now what I've done is I've calculated the number of rows that it would require, including a margin around the edges of the sheet. And I'm going in with a very faint pencil to write out the words, and then I'm going over it with the ink. As you can see, this is a long process. It's very laborious. And what I used to do is write out the entire thing with pencil first, but I found that if I ever made a mistake or an ink accident, I would have to redo all of that. So now I'm just going 3 lines at a time, and it's also kind of keeping me a bit more rested so I'm not constantly doing the same thing. So yeah, first 3 lines are done and inked in, and now I'm gonna pencil the next 3 lines and then keep going. So if you remember these prints, I've digitized them, cleaned them up all last night, and I have them available in 3 different sizes. And so this is what it's gonna look like. I have them printed here just so I can see what the balance of it feels like, looks like. So far, I really like it. I love that it retained its handwritten feel. I love the movement and how the letters are going sideways. Alright guys, I'm not showing my face today, but it's the end of a work week. It's Friday, 4:30 p.m. and I am going to get ready to enjoy the weekend because it's beautiful out. Peace. Bye guys!